There are moments when life has no mercy on you. Moments when you stand in front of everyone and realize that, despite all your preparation, you are exposed, vulnerable. Just one moment can break your image forever. Today, I was fully prepared. My clothes are neat, my steps are confident, and all eyes are on me with silent admiration. I sat in my place, waiting for the right moment to speak, to make my mark. Finally, the moment came. I smiled confidently, spoke a short sentence that I thought would be brilliant. Suddenly, I saw the faces in front of me change. Their smiles faded, their gazes broke. It was as if I had inadvertently detonated something in the air. The air became heavier. It was suddenly cold. In an instant, I felt the prestige I had so carefully built up, crumbling word by word. All because of one mistake. Small. Just one word dropped me from the pinnacle of admiration to the bottom of mockery. From that day on, I realized something dangerous. Communication skills. It's not just pretty words, it's a delicate game. And a small mistake can cost you the respect of others. That's why, in this video, I'm going to share with you the 6 most serious language and behavioral mistakes people make that destroy their prestige without even realizing it. What's more, the 5th mistake is one that even confident people make. Stay with me until the end, because in the last minute, I'll reveal a rare technique used by the world's most powerful speakers to gain respect and control hearts without asking for it. The first mistake, excessive justification. When you justify every action you take, no matter how small, you're not relieving stress as much as you might think. You're weakening your position. Over-justifying is an unconscious invitation for others to judge you. It shows that you are always on the defensive, as if you have done something wrong and awaits punishment. If you look at the behavior of confident people, you'll notice that they don't justify much. Not because they don't make mistakes, but because they understand a golden rule of human communication. The more you explain, the weaker your position looks. In the world of social influence, silence in some moments is more powerful than 1,000 rationalizations. For example, when someone asks you, "Why are you late?" a person who wants to maintain his prestige won't start with a long story about the traffic, the road, and the circumstances. He will simply say, "I had to be late, but now I'm here, let's get right to it." A short answer. It carries clarity, responsibility, and trust. No need to ask for forgiveness or prove good faith. The issue is that the justification is not just for the other person, but because internally, you are still doubting your decision or you don't trust yourself completely. Every time you explain your situation, ask yourself, am I explaining to make a point, or am I looking for acceptance? The difference is subtle, but it determines who leads the conversation and who follows. Rationalization silences the voice of power within you and amplifies the voice of anxiety. It is a subconscious message that says, "I am afraid of your judgment, believe me." But a self-respecting person does not allow himself to be imprisoned in the gaze of others. He doesn't pay attention to any look of skepticism because he knows his worth from within, not from the comments of those around them. Does this mean ignoring people? Never. But the difference is to make it clear, without groveling, to express yourself, without asking for forgiveness for every detail. Always remember, a confident person explains, does not justify. The strong explain their position when they want to, not when they are forced. And prestige is built when you speak as if you don't need proof, only clarity. The second mistake, using weak declarative statements like, "I think, could, maybe, I'm sorry for the inconvenience," but these phrases seem polite, they sound modest, but they weaken the impact of your words and minimize your impact. When you start your sentence with "I think" or "maybe," you are weakening your position before you even begin. It's like saying to the other person, "Don't fully trust what I'm about to say, because it's just a possibility." This technique sows doubt instead of certainty. It makes you sound unsure, like you're looking for approval, before you complete your idea. Influence. It starts with the way you speak. Instead of saying, "I think this is a good decision," say, "This decision is the most appropriate at this point." Notice the difference. The first one is inconclusive, and the second is decisive. Decisive language doesn't mean arrogance, it means clarity. When you speak with confidence, others treat you accordingly. People judge the strength of your character by the strength of your words. Choose your words as a leader chooses his steps, confidently, consciously, and steadily. The third mistake is laughing and smiling too much in serious situations. Being nice doesn't mean laughing at every moment. In some situations, excessive laughter is understood as an attempt to relieve tension or to please others, but it actually weakens your presence and loses respect. When you are talking about an important idea or expressing a firm stance, then you smile or laugh in an exaggerated way, you are sending a subtle message. Don't take me seriously. Neither do I. Prestige is built when you balance kindness with seriousness. A smile in place creates intimacy, but misplaced laughter steals your dignity. Watch the most powerful people in the world. You'll find that they don't laugh much in important discussions. They use silence, tone of voice, eye contact to say more than to laugh. Always think, am I laughing because I'm comfortable? Or am I laughing because I can't stand the looks of others? The difference is what determines whether you are respectful or amused. Fourth mistake, too much self-talk. Sometimes your desire to prove yourself makes you talk a lot about your achievements, experiences, ideas, and even the details of your life. But the trouble is that too much self-talk can make you lose your charisma and put you in the selfish or boastful category. People don't hate people who succeed. It's whoever talks about their success too much. Prestige is built with intelligent silence, not by constant talking. When you speak, make every word count. Don't repeat, don't prolong, don't make it all about you. Strong people don't need to prove themselves with words. Their presence, their calmness, their choice of words is enough. If you want people to see you in a high light, don't explain it to them. Let them discover it through your actions, not your description. Remember, the more you talk about yourself, the less people respect you. And the less you talk, the more curious they are to discover you. The fifth mistake, apologizing for everything. Sorry if I'm late. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm sorry if my remark was inappropriate. I'm sorry if I sounded overly confident. Does this sound familiar? Yes. This is a mistake even confident people make. Randomly apologizing is perceived as weakness, not humility. A true apology is for a clear mistake, not just an opinion, an existence, or a difference in point of view. When you apologize for everything, you are sending a message that says, I'm afraid of upsetting you, even if I haven't done anything wrong. This message makes you lose prestige, because people respect someone who takes responsibility for their actions, not someone who apologizes for them before they are even asked. Only apologize when you are clearly wrong, and even when you do apologize, do it with confidence. I apologize if I'm late. It wasn't my intention, and I promise it won't happen again. Simple, direct, firm. The sixth mistake is a confused or rushed tone of voice. The tone of your voice says more about you than you realize. Even if your words are powerful, a shaky, overly loud, or non-stop fast tone of voice weakens them. A calm, confident voice gives the impression that you are relaxed and in control and that you know exactly what you are saying. Try to speak slowly. Pause between sentences. Make every word come out as if it was intended. The silence between words is sometimes more powerful than the words themselves. In interviews, in meetings, in discussions, tone creates prestige. If you want to be respected, don't raise your voice to be heard. Let the tone of your voice compel you to listen. Prestige doesn't come from noise, it comes from depth. Finally, as promised, this is a technique used by the world's most powerful speakers. The rule of conscious pause. Before you speak, pause for a second. Before you answer, take a breath. Before you comment, look in the eye. That little pause makes an enormous difference. It gives you time to think, and it gives the person in front of you a sense of being present and aware. People don't respect those who talk a lot. but those who master silence before speaking, looking before answering, and silence after a sentence. Prestige, after all, is not made of words, but from your full presence behind every word.